When it comes to what you're seeing on your screen, almost all first-person shooter video games are split into two camera views masked over each other. One camera view is showing the outside world and all that good stuff. Another is a camera just showing your hands positioned where a head normally would be. Now the view of the outside world is masked out and then placed over the other camera's view, and this is how the game works when you're playing it. It's just a big illusion. It's all a lie. It also explains why you can't see your shadow in first person, but can in third person. And because these views are two different cameras, we are able to tweak them separately. So when you go into the options of Unturned, you can change the field of view, but you'll notice that this only changes the field of view of the camera that is handling the view of the outside world, not the camera that's handling the view of your hands. When it comes to changing that field of view, it requires you to change some values in the preferences file of the Unturned game directory. This video will show you how to change that field of view of the camera that is handling the view of your hands and the gun in that file. To start, right-click Unturned in your Steam library, click Properties, Local Files, and Browse Local Files. And immediately in this folder, without navigating to any more folders, you'll see a file called Preferences.json. Open that file, and if it doesn't want to open, start up a Notepad document separately and drag Preferences.json into the Notepad window. Now inside, you'll see a small list of values that you can tweak, all related to the view model. The top two values are in charge of the view model field of view, both when aiming and when not. The top value is what you're seeing when aiming, and for example, here is what the normal field of view looks like when aiming, and here is what 90 looks like. And for the second value, the hip field of view, here is normal, and here is 90. It's a bit too much for my comfort, and for those who are wondering, I've set mine to 65 for the aim field of view, and 75 for the hip field of view. Now most people would prefer to tweak these values and be done, but if you'd like, you can also offset the view model horizontally, which is shifting the entire thing left or right, vertically, which will shift your entire gun up and down, and depth, which will shift your gun forward and backward. A higher value in offset horizontal will shift the gun to the left, and adding a minus sign in front of the value to make it negative will shift it to the right. A higher value in offset vertical will shift the gun up, a negative value will shift it down, and lastly, a higher value in offset depth will shift it forward, and a negative value will shift it backwards and into the screen. Now try not to go more than a value of 1 or less than -1 when changing any of these offset values, otherwise your gun might end up behind the camera or off to the side, or even funnier, just like out there in front with your hands just kind of strangely wobbling around. Now all of these tweaks require you to restart the game, so it might take you a while for you to find just what you like when you need to kind of restart the game after every change. In my instance, here is what the default game looks like, and here are what my settings look like. So if you're interested in making your settings just like mine, or at least have a baseline, here are the values that I used for these settings. Anyway, that should pretty much wrap up everything regarding view model field of view and how you can tweak it to your liking. Hopefully you learned something new, and feel free to post your settings in the comment section below to help people save some time. That is all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and do all that gibberish, because MeLikeBigBoom is out.